What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Mean Joe Green, aka Prince of the Ghetto. And y'all, I want to talk about I saw a clip of Ralo interview on Say Cheese TV. And Ralo said that he was happy, that he won as being a dope dealer. He said he got a lot of trophies for being a dope dealer. And he said that he succeeded in life because he was a big dope dealer. You know, he got everything he want from being a dope dealer. And I just wanted to, clarify on that where I got where he coming from, because he really did. You know, the dope game, it changed his life. He was able to take care of his people. And with the dope money, that he made, he invested in businesses, in houses, in apartment complexes, giving his people places to live, taking care of his people. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or anything like that, but see, the point with Ralo, he was a drug dealer. He's not one now. And he understands that selling drugs was hurting his people, But coming from the ghetto, how we came up, let me paint this picture for y'all. We coming up in the house, poor, roaches and rats in the house crawling. You going to sleep hungry at times, And you looking at your mother and your parents, them poor, the people around you poor. And you finally see a guy pull up in a nice ride, he got jewelry on. And you learn that he a dope boy, he sell drugs and he making a lot of money. You see, coming from the ghetto where I'm from, you look up to that because we like, oh, we want money, we want to have this, we want to eat what we want to eat. You want to live a glory life. You want your heaven on earth. So, you understand, we learned the game. You understand you could flip dope to make money. Once you learn how to, flip the dope to make money, you looking out for yourself and your life. At that time, you're not really looking at who the dope hurting. Is it hurting the community and stuff? You only looking at what I'm going to make and what I'm finna buy for my people in my community, how I'm finna make my life better. And to be real, the dope game brought a lot of hope to a lot of black males in the community, man. A lot of them lost now, don't get me wrong. It was the smart ones that made it out and survived. But as, the dope boys make it, the ones that won, they understand that it hurt their community. That's why, they like, it's really not our fault. The rabbit hole get deeper than what we looking at, because you got to look at the higher ups who put us in this situation, who gave us the dope game. How y'all think all this stuff getting over here? They gave us the dope game, the trapper. That's why it's called a trap. Like a rat trap. You trying to get that cheese, that trapper snap your ass and you can lose. It's the ones who could get that cheese, sneak that cheese, and move on that win. And it wasn't many that won. A lot of people failed due to the dope game. And they was giving people 20 years for one piece of rock. They was throwing people away for the drug. But I'm just here to say, speaking from Ralo's point of view, people giving him flak because he's talking about, he won as a dope dealer. He did because he improved his life. He helping the people around him. True that, a lot of people got hurt in the process for doing the drugs, but we got to look at who put us in this situation. See, when you coming from the ghetto, you ain't thinking about who getting hurt. You just worried about your well-being. I need this, man. I ain't got nothing. I'm going to go to sleep hungry. My kids hungry. So as a parent and a good family member, you trying to do what you can to help the people you really know. That's where we come from. That's what we call the ghetto. But you had to be smart. Once you make that money, you had to invest, do something smart with it, because one thing for sure, you can't sell drugs forever. But these days, that was back then, you can do that. But now, you getting caught. It's so many cameras. They got so many informants in the streets, so many snitches. You selling 9 and get big, you gonna get caught. And 9 times out of 10, the ones that's still selling that's big, they the feds. You know? And then Ralo said he got everything he want. I'm just, proving his point. But what I got out of Ralo Say Cheese interview with that clip is that Ralo is a loyal person, man. He loyal. He said he went against CMG for Young Dolph. And Young Dolph is dead. And he still, going at them because that was his partner. That's who his heart was with. That's who he loved. And a lot of ninjas, if they was in Ralo's situation and then they were rocking with Dolph and then Dolph died and CMG popping, you got the Moneybag Yo and Glorilla, they'd be, normally another person will jump on they dick. Just because they on top. They getting all the attention. They want to shine with them. They'll jump on them and be like, forget my partner, he gone. And Ralo understand that a lot of people will jump ship just because they shining. But see, Ralo said he ain't had to do that. That's my partner. I'm going to stay loyal. Fuck them. I don't need that. I don't need them. See, that's a real one, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got to give a shout out to Ralo for that, man. For being real, because it ain't too many ninjas like that, man. Ain't too many people will do that. So what I got out the interview, Ralo is loyal, you know what I'm saying? He a real one. He got a lot of businesses. He taking care of his people, even though he did it. It was in a messed up manner, but hey. And if you coming from the ghetto, you can only understand this for how we was raised, where we came from. You other races probably wouldn't understand. Y'all just point the finger. You sold dope to your community. You hurting your own people. That true that, people hurting themselves also. But people want to live, man. We want our heaven on earth. And the higher ups is not giving us anything to work with. But a slave job, that you barely getting by on. So, I felt Ralo on that interview, man. So, hey, and all y'all bashing him, got to look at the other side also, man. Like I said, we want our heaven on earth too. So I just wanted to just speak on that part about everybody bashing Ralo because he said he made it and won as a dope dealer. And the harsh truth is he did. But he transformed his life into being a businessman where he don't have to sell the dope anymore. And he helping people now. So you got to take the good with the bad in this situation, man, given the circumstances from as to where we came from, man. The ghetto, the bottom, the slums, where nobody had nothing, So yeah, I just wanted to speak on that, man. Shout out to Ralo. He seemed like a real one, even though everybody talking about he snitching and all that, but hey, he wasn't proven to be a snitch, But hey, I ain't speaking on that part. I'm speaking on the part of how he came up as a dope dealer and got out the dope game, And then he doing better for his life and helping others, which I think is good for a person coming from the ghetto, But it is what it is. Shout out to Ralo again, man. And I hope they put some clarity in the few people that was asking about how you won as a dope dealer. There you go. Y'all like this video on your way out, man. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to come back with some more flavor. And it's all good. Know what I'm talking about? It's your boy, Mean Joe Green. Love. And I'm about.